Yep, you read that right again. I practiced with Andrey Rublev for the entire week of the Dubai Duty-Free ATP 500 event in Dubai. And right now you're probably thinking, no, there's no way, we just watched you play with Daniel Medvedev on that weekend. Glads, I can't believe it myself, but nevertheless, it happened. And I actually aced him on one of the warm-ups, so stay tuned for that. But for now, without further ado, let's get into it. What's up, Glads, and welcome back to Gladiators Tennis. And for those of you wondering how the hell I even got the opportunity to share the court with these guys, I will have a dedicated video on that further on. But for now, in short, I was working as one of the hitting partners for both the WTA 1000 and ATP 500 events in Dubai. And at the time that this video starts, I've only played with WTA players and the guys were just starting to arrive. So I go to the gym to warm up, and as I'm entering the gym, I see Andrey warming up and talking to his team. And I'm like, oh shoot, hold on, this is Andrey. So I go to do my fitness, and at some point I see him getting ready to go on court. He's tying his shoes and not talking to anyone. So I thought if I approach, I'm not gonna disturb him. I come up to him and I'm like, hey Andrey, how you doing? I'm working as one of the hitting partners here, and I have a feeling that I might not end up warming you up, but there's this photo that I've been wanting to retake, so do you mind taking a pic? And he's like, oh, that's funny. Yeah, sure, no problem. So without finishing to tie his shoe, to not make me wait, he gets up to take the photo, which was very nice, but I mean, it's no surprise to anyone at this point that Andrey is a really nice guy.
I'll give you one more.
I asked him a few questions, including some stuff about his clothing line, and left. So I'm happy with my cute little photo, assuming that this was going to be the only time I was going to interact with Andrey, but boy was I wrong. So it's the next day and I go to the center court to watch some trainings, and it's Andrey and Sasha Zverev practicing there, and I'm like, oi, this is going to be fun to watch. And it was pretty cool to watch them train and interact with each other and get pissed as they play points. Well, mainly Andrey getting pissed, even though he was winning most of the points. So leaving the center court, I'm thinking to myself, man, it'd be so cool if I could practice with Andrey at some point. And as I'm thinking that, Omar, who is the organizer of all the hitters at the event, texts me saying that Andrey might need a warm-up tomorrow at 5 p.m. It's not confirmed yet, but get ready mentally, he said. And judging by my reaction, you can kind of tell that I was really freaking excited. I really had to prepare mentally because I had no idea how I was going to resist those missile forehands. But there I am, on court 2 at 5 p.m. the next day, warming up Andrey Rublev. And he actually arrived a bit earlier, which is quite an unusual thing for the pros to do. They usually either arrive perfectly on time or a bit late. So we start to rally, and at first I'm like, oh, okay, I got this, I can totally handle this rhythm, nothing crazy, but then I quickly realized that that was just the first few shots. So he starts to accelerate the speed of the ball more and more with every single shot he takes, and I'm like, oof, okay, this is starting to get a bit more challenging. So I move a few steps back to have a bit more time to prepare the swing and hit the ball in front every time. And I usually never go back, especially not on a warm-up, as I like to stay close to the baseline and take time away from my opponent. But here, I had no other option. Andrey probably has one of the prettiest forehand techniques on tour. I'm going to get into just how lethal it is a little further on, but for now, just enjoy these beautiful ground strokes. I actually forgot my cap for this warm-up, so my hair was getting in my eyes, and my friend Kumba had to save me in the middle of the warm-up by giving me her cap. What was funny about this warm-up is just how short it was. We didn't do cross courts, and he didn't even warm up the volleys. Just a few shots in the middle, a quick water break, and time to serve. Or well, for him to return. And unlike Daniel, for example, Andrey didn't want me to serve to a specific side, like to his forehand or to his backhand, and rather preferred me to serve randomly, which I guess makes sense because he doesn't just want to work on the return of the serve, but also on the reaction. Considering that I was expecting my abs to tear at any point of the serve warm-up, I served pretty well. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, check out the video where I played with Daniel Medvedev. I go into more detail on what happened to my abs there. But yeah, the speed of the serves was alright and the percentage was good too. I guess good enough for him to work on his return. Time for the second serves, and yes, he added a please in the end of the sentence when asking me to serve the second serves. Like, But yeah, I was doing a pretty decent job on the second serves too, no matter me being under a lot of pressure and just overall stress because I obviously wanted to do my best. No joke, I'd be less stressed actually playing this tournament than warming these guys up, because you obviously want to give them the best possible warm-up, and that just puts so much pressure on you. If I were the one warming up, I'd just be like, oh, whatever. And again, that thanks in the end. By the way, I never noticed just how good of a returner Andrey is. He's super quick with his legs and preparing both forehands and backhands. So quick that it almost seems like he's there before you even decide where you're gonna serve. Okay guys, now look, I'm gonna miss a few serves in a row by like 40 centimeters and look at his reaction. But yeah, same thing at the advantage side. First serving a few first serves, randomly directing them, and then the same with the seconds. Mixing up kicks and slice serves to the tee. Notice how close Andrey stands to return, especially on the second serves as he jumps inside, and especially if we're comparing it to Daniel's return positioning. After a quick drink and discussing me grabbing that cap to fix my hair and Andrey playing without anything. By the way, he said that it's impossible for him to play without a hairband either, he just didn't have it for the warm-up. It was time for Andrey to warm up his serves. He did tell me where he was going to serve, so I didn't really have to work on my reaction or on my guessing skills, therefore returning the serves actually wasn't insanely hard. Andrey showing off his football skills here too. As you probably noticed, he started by serving kicks to my backhand and then transitioned to serving first flats to the tee. Gotta say, those were a bit more challenging to return, but I still had it under control. Then he serves wide serves, and to my surprise, my forehand return was not letting me down, and I was returning better than usual. I absolutely love just how explosive Andrey's serve is. Even when we're talking about the second serves, you can literally see in his motion of the serve how he loads it and then boom, explosion. Definitely fan of his serve technique too. In the first round, Andrey was facing Filip Krajinovic, and I thought this match wouldn't cause Rublev any trouble, but I was quite far from being right. As we shook hands, Andrey proceeded to changing his grip, and I thought this would be a good time to tell him about our recent trip to the headquarters in Austria, where I was told by the people working there that Andrey is a very nice guy, but super picky when it comes to his rackets. He totally agreed and we had a laugh. Soon after the warm-up, the match was starting, so I went to the VIP lounge of the center court to watch it. People who are allowed into the VIP are either some really important people or team members. And there was I, sitting right behind Andrey with the best angles for content creating. By the way, if you'd like to see all the videos that I took from that awesome seat, check out our Instagram page, because that's where we posted all of those videos under the Dubai ATP 500 highlight. By the way, many of you guys have been asking how I managed to get access to all of these VIP places and how much it costs, but unfortunately celebrating the victory of your favorite player together with his entire team or watching their match from their box isn't exactly something that money can buy. However, this might be the time when FANtium jumps in for you. I don't know if you've heard about them, you probably have, as they've been absolutely blowing up the last few months, but FANtium is a platform that allows you to invest in players like Andrey Rublev or Dominic Thiem and get a percentage of their prize money depending on how they perform, together with some awesome perks such as watching their match from the VIP or meeting them in person. Many people struggle to understand just how FANtium works, so I'm gonna try to explain it, and if you understand, let me know in the comments below. Alright, stay with me here. So an athlete decides what percentage of their prize money is gonna go to their investors. That percentage is then split into tokens, and they're basically like shares on the stock market. And depending on how many of these tokens and what kinds of tokens you purchase, you get an according percentage of that prize money. In case of Thiem, for example, even though he's not doing incredibly right now, in 2019 he made like 7 million. So if he makes 7 million and you have his golden token, you will get a 0.21713% of his prize money. You guys do the maths, but I can tell you for sure that that's a lot of money. Still with me? Alright, because there's more. On top of the prize money, athletes add some otherwise unattainable perks, such as private calls with them, online training sessions, signed rackets, and access to the VIP portion of the Grand Slams. I actually got myself both Thiem's and Bublik's token, and I'm ready to collect that prize money, so hop on board. Now, Andrey Rublev and Dominic Thiem kind of have their careers figured out, but something incredible that you can do with FANtium, and that's something I'm really thankful to them for, is you can invest in an upcoming talented tennis player's career the same way you would do with an already successful athlete. There are just so many talented tennis players who simply don't have the cash to travel around tournaments. As you've probably seen in our Gladiators on Tour series, these tournaments can get really expensive, and unless you take the entire tournament, you're not even breaking even and you're losing money. Because the prize money on those tournaments is far from Grand Slams, and what FANtium allows you to do is to sponsor someone's career and allow them to compete in return for their future prize money, as well as the perks such as watching their matches from their box in the future tournaments. It works in a similar way as with the big guys like Bublik and Team via the tokens, but here not only do you help the player a lot, and I mean like a lot, I'm talking from experience. I wish FANtium was around when I was just starting to play these tournaments. But also you end up forming a really big part of some future champions' story of success, which I guess is kind of priceless. By the way, one of the talents on that list is actually Felix from Tennis Brothers. Felix, if you're watching, what's up? They will be adding more talents to the platform in like 2 weeks or so, so definitely stay tuned for that. But for now, if you're interested, the link to FANtium is going to be in the description, so sign in and maybe choose whose career you'd like to invest in. Don't forget to let me know in the comments below if you understood how FANtium works. Leave a comment mentioning the word FANtium so I can easily find it. Anyways, guys, the match is starting, so let's go.
Is making his 5th appearance in Dubai and is a former semi-finalist here. First round opponent is our defending champion, Andrey Rublev.
Krajinovic started the match playing like a beast, playing super aggressively, wiggling Andrey from one side of the court to the other. Like, I actually couldn't believe it. Playing like that gave him the advantage of 5-2 in the first set, and Andrey was very pissed. I think he couldn't believe this guy was playing so well either.
Oh, neat and tidy.
But then Andrey managed to recover like a champ and took the W.
Job done for our defending
After the match, I had my delicious and healthy dinner and went to the hotel, expecting to hopefully receive a message from Omar that I'm playing Rublev again. But nothing. I went to the club the next day, hoping that maybe it's gonna be a last-minute request, but no. So I thought, that day he was playing Alejandro Davidovich Fokina, and even though I didn't warm up Andrey, I still went to the center court to support him. What was funny is that Alejandro was actually looking for a hitting partner, and I was supposed to warm him up on that day before playing Rublev. But luckily he cancelled last minute and warmed up with Sonego. And oh my god, what was that match? Let's just say Andrey struggled a little bit. He lost the first set and was 5 match points down in the second set, losing 6-1 on the super tiebreak. But somehow he managed to recover and take the match. What a crazy match that was. I feel like the main difference between the top 10 or the top 20 and everyone else is that the top 20 can play decently well even on a bad day consistently, with spikes of improvement but never spikes of deterioration. The lower ranked guys can sometimes sink and lose it a little bit in the important moment, whereas the top of the top, they always stay consistent. Saving 5 match points in a row might be a little bit of an extreme example of that, but still, Alejandro went down a little bit, whereas Andrey became rock solid and super tactical. I can only imagine how horrible Alejandro felt after that loss. But Andrey is in the quarterfinals, and that's good. As I'm going back to the hotel, I'm almost sure that I'm not warming up Andrey for the next round, as I didn't warm him up today. But I'm still hoping that I will be warming up Daniil. And then I get a voice note from Omar saying that I'm warming up both Andrey and Daniil. And I'm like, nah, no way. Not only that, I'm actually playing Andrey on the center court, which is always awesome. We were entering right after Ubi Urkash has finished his practice. The center court is noticeably slower than all of the other courts at the... Wait, can you like lower the music? Thank you. A little bit of respect for the players, please. As I was saying, the center court is way slower than all of the other courts at the tournament, as it is the one that is used the least, so I was really hoping that that would help me playing with Andrey. And again, as we were starting the rally slowly, I'm experiencing almost no challenge at all, except for the challenge of not getting too tight from the pressure.
I'm stressed a bit.
But yes, tennis-wise, I'm managing to time my shots pretty well. I have enough time to take the right distance with the ball, even on my forehands, and just overall feeling very confident. By the way, Glads, are you subscribed to the channel? More fun content from Dubai is coming up, so if you don't want to miss that, subscribe and hit the bell. No, but like seriously, I just found out that 77% of you guys watching are not subscribed. What am I doing wrong? Well, either way, subscribe if it's not a big deal for you. That would really help the channel, make me happy, and just give us more opportunities to create content like this for you guys. Because the bigger the channel, the more likely it is for big tournaments to invite me to these events. I would really appreciate it. Back to the warm-up though, you probably noticed the rhythm of the rally steadily rising up, and I'm still holding up pretty well. Though as Andrey makes that winner, it's time for the forehand cross courts. Yeah, this time he decided to take a bit more time to warm up, and yeah, at this point I'm once again worried that I'm not gonna manage to hold the pace of his forehand, and as I want to do my best for him to get the most out of this warm up, I am stiff as a rock. Still though, managed to do a few pretty good rallies forehand to forehand, though of course sometimes snapping from the high rhythm, but Andrey wasn't reacting to my mistakes in any negative way, so that was kind of helping. As he got the hang of his forehands, he would do a few shots cross-court and then switch down the line on a ball that seemed suitable. But you know, when you talk Andrey and forehand, any ball is suitable for him to switch. He then decides to do backhand cross-courts and whew, finally my comfort zone. Here I was chilling. No matter if he played backhand or inside-out forehand, I could handle the rhythm quite well and sometimes was even rising it myself. By the way, everyone talks about Rublev's forehand, but his backhand is crazy explosive too. Oh Glads, if you want to get anything from Rublev's equipment, the link is going to be in the description together with our discount code. With Daniel, I recommended his awesome shoes that I use myself. With Andrey, I feel like it might be a bit too clear. Obviously his racket. The Head Gravity Pro is my racket of choice. For the Glads in the US, by the way, you can already pre-order the new version of the racket that is absolutely awesome. For the rest of us though, I will update the link as soon as the new Gravity is out. Being able to hold this guy's rhythm quite comfortably was really boosting my confidence. Because you know, not every day you get to compare your shots to the top of the top players. Oh, and another thing I gotta say that is kinda hard to avoid. Hearing that "boah" in real life on the opposite side of the court while rallying is an awesome feeling. This time Andrey also decides to warm up volleys. Luckily his volleys go slightly slower than his ground strokes, so I felt pretty good here. Again, being very nice here, again. Time for the smashes, and I have mentioned that before, but that is the shot that is affected by the stress and pressure the most in my case. I just can't do warm-up lobs with these guys. My balls fly everywhere but straight. However, Andrey wasn't bothering and was just getting to every ball, no problem. Luckily, he only needed like 4 smashes to warm up and then he was ready to serve. Oh wait. Oh yeah, I asked him that because Daniel, for example, wanted me to go to the net after he was done warming up his volleys, but Andrey seemed to be okay without me doing that. Serves, and this time he's serving first, unlike in the first time where he preferred to return in the beginning. And I have to say that returning these guys' serves is just so satisfying. Again, nothing out of this world challenging, and I know where the ball is going to go, so it's kind of easier, but still, putting very many returns in with really good depth, speed, and direction. In quarterfinals, his opponent was Botic. Let's try that again. Van de Zandschulp. Come on, vamos, nailed it. What can I say? He's a Dutch professional tennis player with a career ranking of world number 22 in singles and the associate. I mean, guys, I don't really have anything fun to tell you about this guy. Oh, wait, no, hold on. He took out Karen Kachanov in the first round. Damn it. After this crazy drop shot, Andrey takes a quick break to talk to his coach, and I, knowing that I'm going to have to serve in a bit, try to warm up my abs that are still in a lot of pain. Before that small break, he told me that he was going down the tee, but I completely forgot about it, so this is what happened. And yeah, not all of my returns were unbelievably phenomenal. After he does this weird but interesting drop shot, it's my turn to serve. I mean, Glads, just think about it. He actually thought about me potentially not being warmed up to be ready to serve full power right away. How awesome is that? Andrey, thank you very much for thinking about my abs. Really appreciate it. So warm up I did, and now I was ready to serve some aces. Don't want to spoil it for you, but literally aces. As I was serving randomly and I could serve full power, it made sense that I would ace him at some point, but still, it was really satisfying. Did you see that insane ball pass to the coach behind the back? Nobody reacted and I had to play cool, but bro, the precision though. Forget about the first serve ace though, how about a second serve ace to the number 6 in the world? Also forget that this is a warm-up, alright? It sounds cool without it. Anyways, I proceeded to serving quite a few more second serves. I guess Andrey wanted to work on getting inside the court on those second serves a bit more. Wait, hold on, where did that ball come from?
Test 1, 2, 3.
More of the same on the advantage side, several randomly distributed first serves and then the same with the second serves. I wasn't serving too bad, but he seemed to be absolutely crushing my second serves.
Test 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Once we were done with the warm-up, I thought it would be a good idea to tell him that he should start winning the matches easier.
Andrey, just want to say really good luck for tonight.
Thank you so
I've been
much.
watching you since you played in Milan.
Thank you.
And I love watching the Russians. So good luck for the season. And thank you for all the pleasure you give us.
Thank you.
Good luck, huh? About the match, it was pretty straightforward. Andrey looked pretty confident and didn't seem to be too challenged by Botic, even though they did go into a tiebreak on the second set. Sealed it with an ace, and over there, that's me. So of course I went up to his team and congratulated them on getting into the semifinals, where Andrey would have to face an opponent he has never taken a set away from, let alone beat him, Alexander Zverev. And you got that right, I warmed up Andrey for that match as well, but more on that in part 2. Glads, I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more content like this, I will leave a link to the video about me playing with Daniil Medvedev in the watch next. Feel absolutely free to subscribe and hit the bell to make sure you don't miss part 2 of this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.